Hi, I'm Tommy Gunn, and this is my treadmill desk that I put together. I haven't seen anyone use these particular parts, so that's why I figured I'd make a video, and I also wrote a whole post about it with links and prices and all that stuff, and like also cheaper options if you don't want to go for these particular parts. I have my monitors on these arms. I have this desk, which is actually a DJ table, because it's higher than other desks that I could find, and it's also really cool. I did have to put it on these bed riser things just to get it high enough with the treadmill, because the treadmill itself is pretty tall. And the treadmill I have folded down, as you can see, so there are no arms. The control panel is actually on the floor, but that's fine with me. As long as you don't fall off your treadmill and fall onto the control panel, you should be fine. The point of this is not, if you don't know, is not really to exercise or to be running while you're working. It's just to not sit, and rather than standing, it's good to just have your legs moving, even if it's really slowly. And so I actually only walk at like about a mile an hour. Sometimes I bump it up higher, depending on what I'm doing. With this particular treadmill, some people actually just leave it all set up the right way because the arms are actually really long, so you could actually just buy the treadmill and not have a desk at all and just put like a board across it or something, and you can put your monitor or keyboard or whatever up on there. So that is a cheaper option, but I just wanted to do the whole thing. I already had these arms for my monitors and everything, so I mounted them on this Metro rack, which is not the best solution, but it's fine. It allows me to adjust the level, the height of the monitors, because actually these arms let the monitors go really low down. Like this monitor, by the way, I'm using a fisheye lens, sorry about that. It's like, as you can see, I could barely get the whole desk in, even with the fisheye lens. So it might make everything a little distorted. But so this arm is all the way mounted as high as it can go, and this arm I have as low as it can go. That's because I stack that monitor on top of the other sometimes. But even with it at the highest, this is actually lower than what it's mounted on. So you have to keep that in mind. But these arms are really great. They let you adjust, they let you point it really high up, but not very far down. Like that's as far of an angle down you can go, but it's fine, it's good enough. So this is the configuration I normally use when I'm walking, is I have this one off to the side, and that, you know, I just watch TV on or something. And this is my main monitor that I'm typing on, and then occasionally I'll put that one above the other one, so I can show you what that looks like. That you just like tilt this way down, and I can put the other one like that, more or less. And that works really well. That's like if I'm watching a movie or something and then I want to be just chatting or browsing the web or something on the other monitor, then that's when I do that. As for the treadmill, so the way I have it, I didn't put these legs. The frame is like, the whole thing's actually folded up, so like it's supposed to be in this position when it's up against the wall, and these legs are supposed to be down there. And so then when you want to use the treadmill, you fold the treadmill down, and then the arms are still up in the air. But I didn't even bother putting these on at all, and so it's still folded up, but you can actually use it the way that it is, because it's nothing's hitting the ground or anything, so it works. The only weird thing is having the control panel on the ground behind you, which you could rewire if you wanted to. I haven't bothered doing that. It's fine for me. I don't like need the space. I don't need the control panel to be up somewhere else. I just like have some little foam buttons that I stuck onto the actual buttons, so I can just hit it with my feet easier. So I'll show you what it's like to actually walk on this. I don't know how loud it's going to be on the microphone, but this is actually a really quiet treadmill, especially if you're only going 1 mile an hour. It only goes up to 4 miles an hour. So if you think you'd actually be using a treadmill to run, you know, other times like on the weekend or something, then you might want to go with a different treadmill that has higher speeds, but I only use this when I'm at my desk, so I'm not going to be running on it, and so 4 miles an hour is fast enough. Anyway, and so noise-wise, it doesn't bother me at all, especially at like the low speed that I'm walking. If I do bump it up, sometimes, you know, I have to turn the volume up a little bit on the movie or music or whatever, but it's not too bad. And there's a really annoying loud beeping when you turn it on, but I muffled that. I took apart the control panel, and I talk about that on the blog post also. So this is 1 mile an hour, so as you can see it's really slow, and also I bought this wrist rest for my mouse, and so it helps, especially if you're going faster, it helps to just keep your hand on the desk so you don't like lose your balance, especially if you're like watching videos or something, because that can be kind of disorienting. I've been using this for about 4 months, and before I bought the treadmill I had all this other stuff set up without the treadmill for about 2 weeks, so I was using it as a standing desk, and I didn't need to use these bed risers for that because the desk was tall enough. And that was pretty annoying to just use it as a standing desk. I mean, I got used to it, but just standing all day, like you have to rock back and forth, and yeah, it's not very fun. Like having a treadmill is so much better. I basically walk all day. Sometimes I take breaks, and if you're gonna take breaks, then you want a chair, and so this is the stool I got, and it has rubber on the bottom, so it doesn't harm the treadmill at all. At least I don't think it does. And it's just a bar stool, and it was pretty cheap. It's not very comfortable, but that's fine. And it has a leg rest that is also not very comfortable to put your feet on. So I average about 5 to 7 miles each day, depending on, you know, how much I'm working or whatever, what I'm doing. Sometimes I change the speed that I'm walking, so it all just depends. But like I said, it's not really the point. I'm not really trying to hit any certain mileage. I just don't want to be sitting all day, and also don't want to just be standing still all day. So that's why I did this. And a lot of other people have done it, so you can read reviews. Like actually, if you go and look at treadmills on Amazon, a lot of the reviews are talking about using them as treadmill desks. So check out my post. I have a lot more information there talking about other treadmills that you can get, and there are some full solutions you can buy that have the treadmill and the desk all put together. They're really expensive compared to just building it yourself, and it's not like it's very much work. You buy a table and you buy a treadmill.